Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to another day. Hiking northbound from Mexico, Canada on the CDT. It was very early. I think I mentioned in the last video I was getting an early start today. And I did it, so yay for me. This is the earliest I've been on trail, I'm pretty sure, the entire time. I was on trail by like 5:30 or something, so yeah. I stayed at that campsite last night and I thought it was just going to be me, and I went to sleep and I started hearing voices. And I was like, I think I recognize these voices. And sure enough, it was the Euro trip group, Lone Wolf, Milestone, and they all decided to camp there, which is cool. I ended up camping with a bunch of people, which that was my first time on actual trail camping with other people, which is wild this entire trip. I've only camped with people 2 other times, but it wasn't on trail. Once was at the Camp Oasis in the parking lot, which I was the only one camped in the parking lot. Everybody else was under the tent. And then the second time was at Pie Town. I set up my tent outside the hostel, and I think a couple other people had set up their tents around me. So yeah, wild. I'm out of breath and I'm booking it because my goal today is to keep a 23 to 24 minute pace. I'm doing 21 right now, which is awesome. To be able to get to the trailhead to hopefully get a hitch into Grant Village. I'm hoping to make it there by 11 or 12, and I have about 4 hours to get all my chores done. I need to shower, do laundry, do a light resupply. I have my enough dinners to last me until Monday night. So getting into West Yellowstone Tuesday, but I really only have like a few protein bars left. I don't really have a lot of snacks. So I need to get some light resupply and then try to charge up as many electronics as I can during that time as well. So yeah, about 4 hours to do that, and then trying to get a hitch back to trail by 5, so that way I can get to my campsite by 8:30 or 9. It's going to be a very long day, my friends, but this is just the way that it's worked out. I don't have enough power and food to get me to Old Faithful Village, which is another like 35 miles away. So anyway, the hardest part about today is the hitch, because there's just a lot of tourists in the area, and they typically don't want to give rides because, they don't really understand what the CDT is. They think you're just a wild person, out to murder their whole family. So listen to me murder podcast, but I don't blame them. But anyway, some people said it's hard, like it takes up to an hour sometimes to get a ride. So let's manifest, let's feel good about it. Let's say that we're going to get a ride fairly easily and even a ride back. So I'm going to book it. There's supposed to be some good views along the way. There's some thermal springs. I'm not going to have time to mess around with that, but thermal springs, Heart Lake, and a cool ranger station where rangers are posted, apparently checking permits and stuff. So yeah, cool stuff to look forward to today. So cool. So cool. Well, there's no marker that I saw, which I say this every time, and then miraculously a marker appears like way off from what Far Out says. But I just surpassed mile 2000 on trail, which is really cool. So for me, that is mile 1300. Not as glamorous as 2000, but that's fine. It's cool to be 2000 miles into the trail, knowing that the trail is only 3100 miles long. So we are way more than past half done at this point, so that's exciting. I'm sure as I'm talking to you guys, there'll be a marker somewhere up here, but that's how it always goes. Yeah, I'm just really proud of myself, just reflecting on, you know, getting myself here with my legs. And even though I have some miles to make up at some point in time in Colorado, like, it still doesn't diminish the accomplishment, at least from my perspective, for myself. So, yay! Really exciting. I had to do a big climb back there. And by big, it was, up to 1,000 feet of gain so far today. It was annoying. But the trail is super nice, very smooth. So I'm able to do 20-minute miles right now. So I should be to the trailhead in about an hour. Ooh, spider webs. And then, yeah, next goal is to get a hitch. So the whole group that I'm back there with, Road Trip, Milestone, and Lone Wolf, are all at my next campsite as well. So they are definitely sticking us together, regardless of what Ranger Howard said. Oh, we're not sticking you guys together. It's wherever you want to go that's available. I'm like, sir. But Milestone told me I could change my permit to get a closer campsite for tomorrow. So I don't have to do a 27-mile day, which I wouldn't be able to do anyways. So when I get to Grant Village, I'm gonna call Howard back and see if he can get me into one of the campsites that's closer to Old Faithful. So fingers crossed. Gosh, I don't know if you guys can see this really well, but I literally been like, man, a big moose has been this way. And then I finally got to looking, and I'm like, I've been following this track for a while, and then look, it's actually the back part of somebody's shoe. I'm over here like, oh wow, what a big moose that just went by. No, a big human with their big shoe. That's hilarious. Guys, such a good day. I literally ran into Ray and her mom from hiking with Ray. I love it. Like, I was wondering if I was gonna see them. We got a photo together. They were the cutest. I was like starstruck by seeing them. And then it took maybe 5-10 minutes to get a hitch. And Theo and LA, hope I'm pronouncing that right, picked me up. Wonderful, wonderful guys. And they were actually going to the visitor center, so I got out with them, and it was nice because I didn't realize the backcountry permitting office was there. So I was able to get my permit changed for tomorrow to a campground that's closer, and then also able to get some goodies for my family at the store. So ones I can carry. So stickers and postcards only, y'all. And now I'm trying to figure out where the showers and the laundry are. So let's go find out. All right, we got ice cream, we got snacks, and Butters in there gave me a discount, and he gave me a free Hostess like cupcake. We love him. We love fellow thru-hikers. And he said the campground services are down the hill, and his friend works there. So to tell her that he said hello. What a good day. Most excellent shower and laundry and the nicest staff. Now we need to go mail some postcards and get some food and maybe skip whatever is blowing in. Fun. What a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
That's so cute.
think they're loons.
They are loons, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, guys, let's try this again. Just recorded a whole video of this, and my iPhone storage is full. So, successful day so far. Got all my stuff down in Grant Village that I need to do, and then saw some of the crew I've been hiking with, who were all staying together at the same campsites, because that's how the rangers have lumped us together. So the three of us were able to get a hitch back to the trail, and we put in about 5.2 miles and stopped for dinner. I didn't have dinner. I had some snacks since I had a burger and fries earlier today. Phenomenal. Another burger and fries. So yeah, now we are booking it to camp. About 1.7 to go, and the weather's looking kind of thundering a little bit, so hopefully it holds off so we can get camp set up. And then my plans are so screwed up, so I'm not going to get into all of it, but basically tomorrow my campsite was too far away, so I switched it to one that was closer because I thought it was going to be like Old Faithful and then the campsite. And then I learned from the team tonight, the crew, that no, the one we're staying at tomorrow night is right before Old Faithful. So we only have like 12 miles tomorrow, and then it's another day in Yellowstone, which is fine. It's just a day I was unprepared for. So now I won't be into West Yellowstone until next Wednesday or so. So anyway, it's not a huge deal, but just more like the logistics of this place. So, anyway, gonna get to camp and get some dip and call it a day because I've been up since 5 a.m. and it's now 7:30 and I probably won't be in bed till close to 9. So. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day on trail. This is day, 3 in Yellowstone for me. And I think I mentioned it yesterday, but basically the permits that I switched, I'm now before Old Faithful instead of after Old Faithful. So today's kind of a short day. It's only 12 miles. So we all camped here and then we slept in this morning. So it's now 7:30, but again, we only have 12 miles to do, so it's not that big of a deal. And then they're putting everybody together, all the CDT hikers, so we're all camping at Upper Firehole. So that's the goal for today. I think there are some geysers along the way and some maybe cool views. I don't know. It rained after I got off with you guys yesterday. It rained pouring down the hill, and then it finally kind of let up when we were all setting up camp, and then it just took forever. So it was probably like 10 o'clock before I went to sleep, so I was very happy to sleep in a little bit. But yeah, should be a good day. I'm kind of with this crew at this point in time because we're all traveling to the same place, so let's get going. Oh, there's a mile-long bog later, so it's like, do I get my feet wet now? Later? I guess we're just gonna do it. Okay. Today is such a different day than yesterday. I guess that's how life works though, huh? It's 9 o'clock and I've done 1.9. Whereas yesterday I think I was, like 10 miles in or something crazy. But I'm not complaining, and I actually think that this like campsite kerfuffle, if you will, was meant to be, because my time of the month decided to come 3 days early, which never happens. So it's actually a blessing because I only have to do 12 miles today. And dealing with all the symptoms that come along with that, just feeling tired and lethargic, which I've done 20s the last couple days. And then yesterday was like just a really busy day, not even just the mileage, but breaking up the day like that and going into Grant and doing all the stuff I did and then getting back on trail to do another 8 miles. So anyway, it's really nice just walking through a pine forest. And then here in a few miles, it's a big bog. I'll film it for you guys. You'll be able to see. So I'm just gonna walk through it with everything on, and then here's a creek right after, and that's where I'm gonna plan to take a bigger break and rinse everything out and let my tent dry out because it's still wet from like the dew and the rain from yesterday. So anyway, a little bit of a slower paced day, but that's okay. I'm not mad about it. We come out of the forest, and there is Shoshone Lake, which we will be on the beach of here in about 0.4. So I'm taking a big break there. I'm gonna let all my tent stuff dry out, and I need to sit down. I don't feel super great today. The perfect snack break place. Here comes the gang. All right, I think that was the longest break I've ever taken. It was 3.5 hours. It was a good time. The lake is really beautiful. We were just playing music and hanging out. And lots of Sobos came by, so I got to talk to them. And now we are beach walking. And then we have 7 more miles to camp. We've done 5.3. I think so we have to go through the bog still. And then there is a geyser feature. So that will be cool. And we got to talk to a ranger, and he said there's not really any bears in this area. He said he's been here for 6 years, so that's kind of a relief. He's like, I don't know if it's like the pine forest or what, but they don't really love it in this area. So doesn't mean there's no bears. They just usually don't track them in this area. So anyway, it's 2:22, so my goal is to make it to camp by 6, if not sooner. And I'm probably just gonna have dinner at camp since it'll be so early instead of like stopping again, unless we have a good view or like the geyser is really cool or something. I might eat there, but I literally like ate all my snacks at that break, so I'm not super hungry at this point in time. So good day so far. Oop. He just hopped off. He did not want to be caught on film.
Seems so proud about having to be scrounging.
Oh boy. Smoky. Oh, it's very warm in here. Cool. Do not get off the trail. Prohibited. I shall not. I do not want to be burned alive from a fucking nature facial. Here, thank you. Sounds like boiled eggs. Fun fact about me, I love boiled eggs. Cool. Still on the trail, let it be known, but this is so close. It's so beautiful. This is, like, I was talking to them yesterday, people I'm hiking with, I'm like, this is some real call of the void stuff where you're like, I know with every ounce of my being I'm not supposed to get in that, and that it would sear my skin off if I did, but I want to get in that so bad. There's no one here. It's like I rented out Yellowstone for myself. Ooh, shit getting crazy over there. Okay. I stopped at this campsite to make some dinner because I'm getting hungry and a little lethargic. So I think some sustenance will help get me the last 3.5 miles after I sit here and eat, and I'm letting my wet stuff dry as well. So we get a bridge over this marsh, not the other one. Tell me why. Also, that looks ominous. 1 mile to camp. It's so cool. There's geysers right by the campsite. And a nice little river situation. Yeah. Well, you don't have to be scared, little birds. That's gorgeous. All right, good thing I'm first one here. First dibs. All right, I found the site that I'm gonna set up at. There's a lot of us tonight. I think there's like 10 people camping here, so I'm gonna like squeeze in case people need to make room beside me. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here because there's gonna be a lot of people here later. And it's a little harder to film when a lot of people are around, but yeah, overall a good day. 12.2 miles, 1,100 feet of gain, and took it really easy. I mean, left at like 8:30 and now it's 7 o'clock. So most of that day was spent walking very slowly, chilling at the lake, and then chilling at dinner, and now getting here. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be at Old Faithful, get to see the geyser, get to do some more chores, and hang around in that area. We're doing the Lone Star Geyser in the morning on the way in, so that'll be fun. So yeah, lots of cool thermal features. And then tomorrow night is Summit Lake, and then the next day we are heading out, so to get on the Big Sky Alternate. So I'll see you guys in the next one.